Hello everyone and welcome to another Phyrexia All Will Be One traditional draft, and this is a pretty darn good rare. I'm gonna first pick it. It's a blue card. It's the weakest color, but I'm totally willing to draft blue if I get, a few of the powerful cards. Also, sometimes or quite often actually, blue is also open. So if the table opens some of the best blue cards, there's some kind of a chance to still get them passed to you. Alright, so this is just control magic, and of course you want to play this at 7 mana if at all possible, so you get even more value. But even if you use 5 mana to steal that 3 drop, that is gonna be good. This also steals tokens for free, if that matters. It's gonna be the first pick here. Any other things in this pack that are... Well, there's nothing too amazing here. There are good role players, but nothing like stuff that I'm very happy to first pick. Again, how many Icar Moon Gauntlets I'm gonna pass? I'm gonna pass it still because it's not exactly a card that's playable in limited. And yes, the only reason to pick it would be to get the mythic rare for your collection, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem to find maybe these some other time, because this pack, while it's not the greatest, definitely it's not the greatest, it still has some decent options there. If I want to just stick to blue, I could even take the Ichor Synthesizer, which I don't think is a bad idea here. You could take the Batter Fist, you could maybe take the Necros Guido, which combined with some Proliferating, which is easy to do in blue and black. Could be strong, but I also like this thing. This also likes Proliferating a lot, so I'd rather take a 2-drop than a 4-drop. Let's go with it, because the first pick is such a strong card. There was also the red 4-drop, the goblin, 3/3 hasty goblin that comes with a friend token. That's also pretty good. Here I have multiple options, but first of all, the Volt Charge is a really good removal spell. Tower Stand, very nice multi-purpose card. Mesmerizing Dose works very well with the Synthesizer. It basically gives 2 counters on it, buys you time to get the Blueson's Twilight, but also there's Vran Executioner Thane, very nice 2-drop. I would take the Dose over the Volt Charge based on the cards I have right now. Of course, this does also proliferate, but this doesn't lock me to other color, but this is a pretty annoying card to deal with, so I think I'll take that and see if blue-black can be the combination of colors here. Well, based on what I'm being passed, that's totally doable here. Mesmerizing Dose, another option for that. Annihilating Glare. I think I like the Dose more because in this blue-black deck I really want to have as many Ichor Synthesizers as possible. There's a Vraska's Fall. Yeah, I'll just take that. And yeah, of course I wasn't locked into blue and black yet, but it starts to seem like those 2 colors are the most open ones, and there's a very good 3-drop here. Sometimes you just get the pick of something almost for free. It's not for free because paying 2 life is still a thing, but it's the best card in the pack. But there's some good options. The Gitaxian Raptor is decent. The Experimental Augury will work in decks that have more than 1 Ichor Synthesizer, but I hope to get them. I still take the Edifice, and I'm pretty locked into blue-black. Okay, there's a Scheming Aspirant. Now, that thing drains 2 life each time I proliferate. Currently, I cannot proliferate that many times, but I think it's an uncommon. If I want to keep, use this, it's possible the draft table doesn't open another copy. The other options would be the 3-drop Flash Thing, Scourge, Scrap Trap. I think I'll just take this now and try to focus on proliferating a little bit more. And this pack is having like a Terramorphic Expanse. I'm always happy to play that. I have some double casters too, but there's another Scrap Trap for proliferating stuff. Raptor, which I would be happy about, but the dose is proliferating and removing, and doing those at the same time is pretty good now. And here is a synthesizer, which I'll just immediately pick here. over something like a draw spits or this thing. I'm not sure if I wanna focus on poisoning the opponent too much, although with blue-black proliferating decks you could do it, but I'm much more interested in making these guys into unblockables. Whisper of the Draws, easy pick. This is not an Eye of Malcator deck. This is basically pretty much reserved for blue-white artifact archetype. I don't think the other archetypes have enough artifacts. Maybe blue-red if you get a lot of the red for mirrored in things. Anyhow, I will take these over that 2-5, although that thing proliferates as well, but I like the interaction. And this is actually the point where I'm gonna choose the mythic rare. Now, I could even take the Surgical Bay, or the Scrap Trap would be good, but and this is a card I usually like to, but I think these colors are so open now that I can just take this for free. Now, this does something even without Planeswalkers, as you can see, but it's not enough to play a 3-mana artifact. Alright, another dose. Okay, now my synthesizers will be quite nice. I could play Duress as a sideboard card, but I'm gonna take now the Surgical Play. And look at this. I chose the correct colors. I got the last pick Scrap Trap, which would be a fine card here. Now, Anoint with Affliction. Yeah, it doesn't proliferate. And even if I don't poison the opponent enough to make them corrupted, the fact you can even exile 3 mana creatures with this thing is, making this card just a very good removal spell. I have no doubt that I'm gonna get something like an Anatomist or the Augury, or maybe the Insight if I'm even interested in such a card when the pack comes back to me. But yeah, Anoint with Affliction is the pick here. Unctus' retro feature is here. Now, I actually have only one artifact, which it even is. It's the Edifice. So this is actually not necessarily the kind of card I'm that interested in having. But what I am interested in having in this specific deck is actually Tablet of Completion, because I have a lot of proliferating now. Well, maybe not a lot, but I have a decent amount, and I wanna have mana accelerating for this thing. I have a removal that helps me buy time. This is the deck for the Tablet of Completion. I would like the Skullbomb to the Seer, and I could take these and then find some artifacts for it. But I think this deck wants to play the 2-mana thing. It will be fine even later on. And I think, yeah, the Atmospheric Surgeon makes guys fly. This is aggressive. Oh, I was picking the Synthesizer already, but there's another Anoint with Affliction. Yeah, I can play the mono removal deck. Hopefully these Synthesizers come back. Yeah, this is gonna be it. Troll Drake. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Prism perhaps, but a Troll Drake with my proliferating is and non-creatures also is gonna be just great. So let's take that. Another expanse I'm gonna pass, but oh well. I know at this point I'm gonna have a lot of cuts to make, and it's gonna be hard because all the cards I have here are cards I'm happy to play. Okay, not needing the Fisher here, but the Experimental Augury will be nice. It has the Proliferate card as a keyword associated with it, so I have enough payoffs for proliferating now. Reject Imperfection. I could almost play it. I don't like 3-mana counter spells, especially in aggressive decks, like aggressive formats like this. But man, that actually could be something. I do like the Testament better too. Just trade and draw a card. There's, by the way, very good white 2-drop here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I could do this thing. No, I'll take the creature that gets me another card. Now here, the Annihilating Glare would be a thing you could do, but I have a triple Mesmerizing Dose, 2 Anoint with Afflictions. I'll just take the Synthesizer. And here another Scrap Trap, or even the Vivisurgeon's Insight. This is not the pack I saw yet, this is pick 8. This is not really a splashable card, it's not that. In black red it's mostly 4-mana 4/4, which you maybe sometimes use for some reason, but let's just take another of these creatures. I don't think I need the card draw. I might get more of that card draw later on easily. Although is the augury going to be the better one? Draw 3 Proliferate. I mean, this actually could be something my deck wants to play. Although I have 2 scrap traps already. Let's keep it with the cheap cards only. Yeah, I could take the 2-5, but I like the cantrip more. Okay, bring the ending. Oh, there's a surgical skull bomb even. But there's also infectious injury. Sorry, inquiry, not injury. Glistener is not bad. I think I take one card draw. Also, this allows me to give opponent poison. Maybe I have some poison plan at some point. I don't know. Counterspell or a value thing. I take the value thing rather than the counterspell. Whatever. Don't think I'm gonna care about the prologue. Okay, I could take the on color. Mana fixer. Other options: Blight Belly Bat, Whispers, Mir Convert, Skullbomb. Oh man, this is such a nice pack, but I'm actually just interested in improving my mana because, as you can see, I have 24 spells here already. Well, actually 23 because there's a surgical bay. I just think that even though these are some nice cards here, I'd be happy playing them. I think that this is the better improvement for my deck. I have already enough playables here. So, and there's entire pack still left in the draft. So I'm gonna take the card that will clearly make the deck better. And I get the Venser here. Not only that, but there's a very nice one drop. There's a Skitterling, which... Okay, this is not such a great card for my deck. I'm not gonna corrupt them easily. Couple of very nice green cards, but yeah, this... I mean, I already have enough proliferating to make Venser very good. Yeah. I will have a tough time making cuts, but... Okay, another... Kangaroo being passed here. Someone is gonna get some decent stuff there. How about my mana curve? How does it look like? 3, 2 drops, 4. Okay, I have enough 2s and I have some removal at 2 too. I'm actually thinking about... Well, I could play the draws number 2, but I think I just take the draws pitch here because at this point I don't need any more spells. I can take these lands that slightly improve my deck. Annihilating Glare. Offer. I have one offer already. I can take the Glare now. And here, Hive Master. No, I think the Skullbomb is the best. I don't care about the Dune Mover at all. Chrome Prowler, not for this deck. And I'm not really going to poison the opponent. A 3 mana, 3-2 could be. No, I think the Skullbomb is better. I don't need a 5-drop. I have a couple of them already. Troll Drake. Now that is a 3-drop. I'm definitely playing here. It's gonna be very good in this deck. Any non-creature gives it more oil, and of course proliferating non-creatures give it double progress. Yeah, easily gonna pick over the surgical bait. Troller Drake is pretty good. And I don't think I will play more than one of these, even if I play just one. Quicksilver Fisheries. I think all of these will be mostly sideboard cards. I have the Draw Skullbomb in my sideboard too. Let's take the Flyer just in case I feel like I need it. I might cut it from the main deck. Okay, Dose. I would pick over the Glare because this proliferates, this doesn't. I have a couple of these auguries. Yeah, let's take the Dose here. Now this deck might be a little bit weak against stuff that gets, benefit from the creatures that are under the Dose, but I have already get benefit from the proliferating part of the effect, so I'm not too sad. Now another Skullbomb, another Whisper. I think this is better as a sideboard card. Some decks can have multiple X1s, so I think this is an easy pick over the second copy of the Skullbomb. And look at this. My colors are just totally open here. Blue-black was... I don't think there wasn't anyone else really that played many blue or black cards in their deck. Removal or good? I don't even know. I take the Scrap Trap actually. Another better here. Yeah, this is just maybe I want to have the Custodian as a 3-drop. I mean, I'm not gonna play it in the main deck, but it's a possibility that I will sideboard it in. Wow. Well, definitely blue and black was open in this draft. The question is that gonna be enough to make the blue-black deck win games? I think it shouldn't be too hard, but I guess we will see. Now, first I will see how many cards say Proliferate. It doesn't say, well, but yeah, well, it does say, but it doesn't have the Proliferate effect. Same for this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, that's like 12 cards now. I don't think I'm gonna play all of that, but 12 is a lot. 12 is a lot. But yeah, like I said, cutting cards from this deck will be incredibly difficult because a lot of the cards are pretty good. Well, I'm gonna cut the Custodian from the main deck. 2-5 is a very nice defensive card. Maybe I'll cut one of the Scrap Traps and the Fisher. The Expel, where is it? Here. This should be like ideally a 7-drop. So 2 5s, 3 4s. And then I will cut something like one of the Whispers. This is kind of a 5-drop often. Skullbomb might have to be cut just because it's... Okay, I'm gonna cut the Offer Immortality for sure. Skullbomb. It's a good card, but it's just the least synergy with anything I have. And then, yeah. Now this is, I think those were like the easy cuts. Now I want to play all the rest of the cards, but I'm not going to play just 13 lands, so maybe this card draw is not that important. This is like the only way for me to poison the opponent, isn't it? And I don't think I have anything that cares about Corrupted. I do have 2, but they are really good without the opponent being corrupted. I might not play in the main deck, the Inquiry. Yeah, this is still tough. Now, I guess I could play 16 lands, even though I have the 7-drop and a couple of these 5-drops, but the Augurus can help me find land. This can add mana. So that means 2 more cuts. Well, I guess the Anatomist is gonna be cut because I think it's gonna be better when I'm sure the opponent, is when I'm sure that a 2-5 is gonna be a good blocker against the opponent, or maybe when the Testament Bearers I know won't be that great. But I like the fact that they trade usually with something, and then I get still a card from these things. That leaves me at 1 cut. 1, 2, 3. That is 6 2-drops, and then some GB interaction. I like that. This I like because with the amount of removal I have here, it's going to be not impossible to start drawing cards for cheap. And then of course it's pretty good. I could even maybe not play the Edifice, because not all decks have targets for it in the main. I mean, I can play it from the sideboard, but in main deck I play something against like a red-green that doesn't have a lot of X1s. It's just a 3-mana 3/2 in that case. And I don't have that aggressive plan of attack myself that I would be often attacking, let's say, I don't have like a 2-powered 2-drops at all here, do I? Well, I have like 1. So the one other good mode with the Edifice is that you can attack with your 2-1 or a 2/2 into the opponent's 3 toughness creature, and then post-combat finish it off. But that's not gonna be a line that would happen often here. It's not gonna be. So I think that's a decent cut, even though it was an early pick in the draft, but I think it doesn't synergize with the deck as well as the rest. And these guys just mainly dig into my palm or lands to cast it. So that's why I will play the Testament Bearers. Now the amount of removal is like 6-7 at least, plus the Whispers of the Dross. Then I can trade with some of the opposing stuff. Troller Drakes are, they just win games by itself, and if I have time, the Icarus Synthesizers they are also able to, start clocking the opponent if I can just stabilize. So I think this is the deck and some lands here. Now I do have 3 of these sacrificable lands, so I could play 17 lands here, but I just don't want to cut anything, and I have a fairly low curve here. Looking at this, my mana cost on average is 2.6, although this lights a bit because this counts as a 2-drop, but it's actually like at least a 5-drop most of the time. If you're desperate, you can steal their 2-drop with 4 mana, but ideally I play this at 7, of course. But the point is, I have 2 mana cards that can still find me land, so I don't think I'm gonna have issues regarding like having too little mana available. Also, this will be adding mana quite fast. So I'm gonna play 16 lands despite having 3 of these sacrificable lands. Now I have 13 blue, 11 black. Double caster blue, okay. All these mesmerizing doses of course make me want to play more blue sources here, because I will just add now 6 swamps and 6 islands. Why this is so white? Well, let's use it. I haven't used it a lot. Let's not have anything such a bright as an island, so I can easily distinguish them. Let's have the Aurora, well, Borealis or Australis, whichever it is in this Kaldheim world. Alright, so that is 8 black and 9 blue, plus, ways to dig into certain sort of a land if I need to. Okay, that is the deck, the main deck at least. Okay, that's a fine hand. I can play the synthesizer and a removal spell. Hopefully I will draw a second blue source at some point, but I also have a lot of cheap cards which I can draw. Okay, I think this will be getting exiled before it gets to do its thing, but of course it'll take a lot of time before it's gonna even be, reasonable to go with that. This adds an oil counter. Oh, that's pretty nice. I'm still playing the synthesizer because they have to, of course, discard their hand for this thing. And I mean, even if they get an oil counter on it right now, it doesn't make it so that they're gonna be able to even pay for the ability. Okay, that's a free attack. That is a free attack. Of course, they might have a removal for it, and this is one way for me to clock them, but I guess I'm gonna take away their removal spell. It could be the +2/+2 and put 2 oil counters. I'm more interested in, well, it can be that too, that's good value. They get a land drop there next turn. Oh, I need a land at some point, but I think it's time to just get rid of this. At 2 mana they can make some 1/1s as well. But yeah, I have thrown now 3 cards. None of them was a land yet, but well, okay. Man, well, let's throw a land now. Well, almost didn't get there, and I had to sadly lose 2 very good cards there. Yeah, no proliferating for you. So yeah, these things. So they have infinite using for this. I guess I can mesmerizing dose them, but yeah, they get actually 2. Whenever they use this ability, they can use both of these. Okay. Wow. This is a problem. I need to clear this guy because otherwise they can haste everything. Why did I not get any? I mean, I only saw just 1 land with the augury, so my top of my deck didn't really have a land there. Well, I mean, yeah, the problem is they can just make this one once now. They can keep hasting everything. I would really want to use the glare on this thing. But I mean, the opponent just can do all this stuff now because I don't draw my lands. I can't play anything. I mean, I can, but it's the options aren't that great given what they have. But I suppose I just have to do this and hope to draw a land on the next turn. I waste my proliferating here because I have nothing. I even have this, this drain guy here. Imagine that. But yeah, whenever an oil counter was removed from a permanent they controlled, or permanent with an oil counter was put into a graveyard. So yeah, that is what they can do. Now they can pay 4 mana if they want to for 2 1/1 tokens. Or they can just play something huge and give it haste. I guess they can also give these guys haste, but I'm not sure if they want to go and do that, but why not? They get 2 oil counters each turn, so that's the least what they can do. They can make 2 1/1s every turn for 4 mana. And I just can't freaking draw. I mean, I don't know why. Why is it? Why is it so hard to find a land? Yes, I know it's a 16 land deck, but man, yeah. And they got the double reservoir here, so I can't even make them. And I guess with this thing, they are never going to run out of spells either. They can just discard lands. Yeah, this was a game where I just couldn't really do anything because I had the. I mean, they have a sweet deck here. Definitely a deck where churning reservoir seems to make a lot of sense. But it's just, I mean, I have too slow. I mean, I know whatever I do, it's gonna be too slow. I can't prevent the fact that at least they get 2 1/1s every turn, if that's the best thing they can do. And even if I somehow stabilize, they just make a board full of creatures. And there's no way for me, even with this training, that was just not happening. So anything I can do against that stuff is Whispers or the Offer good? No. Not really. I mean, I like all the stuff in here too much, so I'm gonna just keep the same deck and, maybe I can actually draw more than one land in the game. Okay, well, that's a mulligan. Okay, well, it's a good hand, but of course, still does need a third land. Yeah, this is. I should have 2 payoffs for that. I still have 1 dose in here. This has Toxic and Lifelink. Yeah, I kind of forgot this has Toxic, so I do have a way to still poison the opponent with all my proliferating. Well, they start with a 1 drop, why not? So I'm gonna do this. Okay, that was a good draw. I'm gonna do this because this also has lifelink, so if they don't get to kill it, I will be getting at least some life from it. Unless they have like a 3-1. Well, let's see if they have the Hexblade Slash. Because this will get dealt 4 damage by it. Oh, Reservoir very nice with this thing. Yeah, they have a good deck. Yeah, I kind of want to play the Drake before the Synthesizer. The Synthesizer is a good blocker, but I know I can do the dose and get the 3-3, which would be huge, but then again, I want to have my Drake down before I do that. So let's just gain 1 life and poison them. Now the next turn I can dose, even though that means I lose the synergy with the Synthesizer, but let's see if Wenzer can actually survive here. Okay, no green mana for them this time. I hope they just tap out for a 3 mana spell that doesn't remove my guys, so a creature that is. Because then I think I'll just dose the Fuseling. Okay, that's really good with the Reservoir. Yeah, they really, I mean, all of the creatures care about the Reservoir. And I don't like them getting the lifelink there, but what can you do? I will get the free 3/3, so at least my hope, my wish, became true. The wish that they play a creature and they don't remove my stuff. Now I will simply, I mean, this doesn't prevent any, I mean, this doesn't take abilities away, so I don't obviously want to tap that, but this will just get bigger and bigger, so I should definitely do this now. I'll give them a poison, Troll Drake gets a counter, and this of course happens now that I get the legendary golem here and I can start attacking in the air. But with the Skitterfang this doesn't give haste. Vigilance, Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink. Ah, that's a nasty one with the Reservoir. And now of course I need to draw some non-creatures to make the Troller Drake even better. Death Touch. Well, I'm not going to block a Death Toucher. Okay, well, I guess that 1/1 isn't the worst. Okay, so now I can attack for 6. Have a couple of 1/3s here, and then I just need to also that I have no spells in my hand. Oh, they gave this thing a counter, which means they have a fight spell of some kind. They get to deal with the Troller Drake now, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's hope I don't draw. I mean, first game I was, of course, wanting to draw lands. Now I don't want to draw lands. Anything but lands, please. Okay, so they have a Nahiri's Sacrifice, which they can. Why would they show and then concede? So they can sack an artifact or creature. Well, the biggest mana value they had is, 3. Maybe they thought it was power, because they did give this guy oil counter for, no reason. Maybe they thought it was power. They get to kill this. And now they realized that they would have to sack the Skitterfang to deal with the Troller Drake. And they didn't want to do that. Well, okay. Still, okay, I see now the one, okay, couple of 1 mana. Okay, I'm gonna actually play the Whisper, and I guess the Edifice, but man, it's gonna mean some cuts. I guess the Testament Bearers just have to go. Maybe both of them should go. Do I have time for the Tablet of Completion? I could maybe see not having time in this matchup. They have a very fast deck. I guess I could see not playing the tablet. But do I want to play then like the Scrap Trap number 3? Maybe Annihilating Glare won't be that great. I don't really want to sack anything. This is a 5 mana thing. I have those doses. I'm gonna actually lose the Glare after all. Maybe. And play the 3rd Scrap Trap. I'm not exactly sure if this is the smartest way to do things, but okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I don't know. Let's hope that I can keep a 7-lander which doesn't have mana issues. No, 7-lander, why would I say that? I don't want to have a 7 card hand. with, let's say, 3 or 4 lander. Well, I mean, I can always hope for that. Let's mulligan again. Well, the opponent did too. Whatever. I'll keep this. I'm not gonna go to 5. They kept 6. I keep 6. And hope I draw all spells. That at least. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Well, at least I can crack that land, but let's see what they have. Okay, they have good quality cards, of course. Okay, that is good, but they are now in a position to raise me. I might have to mesmerizing dose some. No, that is an instant speed. +2/+2 for the Drake. But let's first see if it even survives here. We'll go to 15 now. No, it doesn't survive. Okay. Well, okay, I have to anoint this guy actually. Man, they have to have the removal for the Drake. I'm actually losing to a 3/3 and a 1/3 if I don't draw. Well, I guess I can dose this guy, but oh boy. It's not over yet, but man, like why couldn't I have like a normal draw in basically any of these games? I did win one of the games, but still. Okay, they are flooded too, but they have a means to get rid of the flood. At least 2 of the cards. I can combine these things to, you know, kill a 2 toughness creature, but I'm gonna take at least 3 damage going to 9. Then I would have to pay 2 life here. That just isn't going to be a good idea. Now I can trade with the Vorak, or at least try to. They might have the 4/5 hasty guy though. Well, I would have to take that damage, and then that's going to be a 4/5. So if I minus it, it's going to be a 3/4, which is still enough. So that I can't kill it. Yeah, that's starting to look very bad if I just can't, you know, get anything. Well, there's a reservoir. Well, at 1 more land, I can do this without, so that I get an extra copy. Can I afford to do that though? That's the actual question. I think I'm gonna have to do the dose instead. The question is, am I gonna dose the engraver, which is gonna give them infinite value with that thing? They'll get a 1/1 here anyway. They can use this ability. And then they have 2 mana up. I guess my best chance is to draw a card there. I'm gonna tap down this so that they don't get the infinite value out of it. They have to discard the card in their hand if they wanna. Okay, just a land, so why not? And then there's 1/1 they're gonna have, and I'm gonna go down to 4 unless I'm gonna use the draws on it. Yeah, This is really bad. Okay, let's do this. Okay, land now. I get to... I could have gotten the mantis and got a copy of that. I lose all my proliferate value too. I have many cards in the deck that, you know, benefit from it. Well, I go to 2 now and I need to draw the land. Just stealing a creature won't be enough. I know I could have just stolen the mantis, but I do think I need to get the value from the x equals 5 or more. Okay, that, you know, again a card that makes me unable to benefit from my proliferating at all. Okay, do you have a removal? That's a game 1 for you. I can't get anything that has mana value 4. Okay, well, it seems like they are just wasting their time. I mean, my time, rather. Because if they have the fight spell, of course I lose. Well, I guess they can consider I have something for 1 mana, but... yeah. Okay. Well, that was a 3 games where I didn't really get the kind of draws that you would get on average, so let's hope that in the next match I can at least, you know, let the deck do its thing, because that was not a good showcase of how this deck does things. It's kind of same because it's a blue-black deck, which is like kind of like the weakest archetype, so I really don't need to have any extra difficulties. Anyway, this is a fine hand because I have many 2-drops here now, so even if I would miss my land drop, I can do things. Okay. So synthesizer. The opponent didn't have an early thing. Okay, so what is my plan exactly here? I think it's just I'll just play the Bran here. Yeah, I'm not gonna play into their tricks there. Taking 2 is not the worst. Hey, I'm gonna take 2 from that thing. Wow. Getting punished by the Punisher. Disgusting. I don't think. I mean, I'm gonna get. I still have. I still take damage from on the next turn from it. Can't even steal it. Plus, even if I controlled it, it would still burn me. Okay, so I just have to accept that's gonna happen. And now I'm going to mesmerizing dose it. Now I can maybe double block that guy. I mean, I guess I could raise 2. This will become a 3-3 once I play the Whispers of the Dross, so this is gonna be 5-5 against this. This is gonna be -1. I guess I'm going to double block it instead, if they're even gonna attack with it. Please don't kill my guys. I'm gonna take another 2, but at least I drew a basic land, so I won't be taking any more damage from the Punisher. But it does deal 4 to me. No. I hate that you have interaction, and now I basically also missed 3 damage there. Okay. Man, this deck is actually not that bad, and I'm still getting here. Wasted proliferating again. I mean, I could take a land to make sure I can play this on turn 7 with X equals 5, but I still have a land drop from the next turn, so I do think I'll take the 4/4, but this is just nonsense. I have no place now. I know I could have stolen, but even stealing the sentry doesn't do anything because this is still gonna stay, you know, under it. Yeah, I'll get all the banished creatures while I have one creature of myself. Well, I will have another creature now. Oh, that's a proliferate trigger I would love to have. Okay, I'm actually going to do this and play the scrap trap on the next turn. I will hopefully get to use the whispers now. Okay, that is actually gonna be good. So I get a 3/3 here, and I can double block the aspirant. I can minus this guy. Oh, I don't actually want to minus that. I want to lose my 3/3 so I can get it back on the next turn, because this only makes one of those tokens. Okay, that's good. So what I can do, I can kill the 1/1. Maybe I'd rather minus the aspirant, because then I don't lose anything myself. Yeah, that's the point. This is gonna happen. I even get to drain a bit here now. So this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. I don't lose now anything. And I get the lifelink damage and I get the drain here too. And next turn I get another 3/3. Maybe finally. Maybe finally I get to stabilize here. Now I'm not gonna attack. And then when I get one more land, I can get a creature from them and copy it. And they have a sort of... This is a creature, not an artifact. Well, at least the protection doesn't apply there. So it's just a +2/+2, as long as they don't connect. Okay, let's get the land. I wanna take the aspirant right now. That's not it. I can still take it, because of course the equipment would stay on it. But they can of course move the equipment away. But it would be a minor inconvenience for them. So I guess yes, I could just steal, but there's no like there's not like you know, any fast clock I can apply here, so I'll just play the synthesizer and the tablet. And assume that I have enough blockers for all this stuff. I'm just gonna put an oil counter right away. Okay. Now if the scrap trap dies, this will go to 2 oil, and then I can add 1 mana to make the Twilight a thing that does nice stuff. So they can have the uncommon that makes this indestructible. But if they have, then they have. I'm gonna get you know, another one of these 3/3s back anyway when I proliferate, so this is fine. Totally fine. Okay, well, I don't get the 3/3 back. So this has now... Yeah. That is not gonna do anything this turn. But that was fine. Now I get to steal that now and make a copy of it. That's it. So that's gonna be able to add mana now, isn't it? Add 1 mana, it controls 2. Ah, and this is gonna steal something that has mana value of 5 or less. I get 2 of those. Now, it's time to raise at least a little bit here. And we can equip this, but I have blockers, I don't care. Both of these will attack and I don't have any attacks from elsewhere. I can proliferate more counters to these when I get to resolve my experimental augury. And this will be unblockable also when I cast this thing. That's a 2-3. This is protection from red though, so they can actually block these guys. But only one of them. It doesn't even kill it. So I get to kill whatever is participating in the double block. Well, that also works very well. Guess I'm gonna just do this first regardless. That's pretty good stuff. And this thing gets flying and lifelink. And then I don't have mana to cast both of these, it doesn't really matter. Let's lock this guy down. This is unblockable, that's, yeah. That is now... if I attack with everything, is that gonna... They can jump those. They can block 3 of these guys, I guess. Yeah, I guess I can... They will get to move them. Because they won't lose the 1-4. They're gonna jump block these 4-5s. Then this is gonna block the 2-2. They will take... Yeah, 7 damage here. It's not lethal. But I'm not gonna die on the... Yeah, I'm not gonna die on the next turn. I'm gonna get 4 life here especially, yeah. Just put an oil counter so I can start drawing cards from there. And now if they're gonna put me down to 0 here, that would be weird. Okay, that was a tough one, but I did manage to stabilize. And yeah, of course the Venture just... I guess it was the one turn, especially when I had to Venture up with the Whisper of the draws. When I got to get all the stuff. And this gained me some life too. And of course me stealing the Strider was huge as well. Okay, so how many 1 toughness creatures they have? Not a lot actually, so I'm not sure how interested I'm in the Whisper of the Draws or the Edifice here. I will play the one. Testament Bearer might not be as good as the 4-4 in this matchup. Also could maybe see having a 2-3, but maybe not. The 2-5 could also be good actually. Just to be as a blocker. Offer Immortality might be nice too in some combat situations. I think it's better than the Annihilating Glare here. I'm gonna play the Immortality thing here. Maybe this guy could be the 2-5, which I can opt to Proliferate with. No, I think this is good enough. They have those equipment anyway, so maybe the 2-5 isn't that good of a blocker in the end. Okay, finally a starting hand I can be very happy about. Okay, Justice Yard now. The question is, do I want to just get rid of that immediately? Or do I want to get value from the Whisper? Because this can be very valuable with both the tablet and the synthesizer. I mean, I guess I can take the damage from there. Oh, I played the wrong land on turn 1. Well, that actually seals the deal. I'm not gonna play the tablet now. Yep, that seals the deal. Just get rid of it. Lose the value, but... Yeah, I should have played the surgical bay. I just didn't realize that was my only blue source. Okay, again, getting punished by that annoying thing. Yeah, that's actually really... really annoying. Oh, wow. Because it's again 4 damage, yeah. Oh, man. Maybe I should consider even that card. Whatever. Taking so much damage from that. Okay, well, no more. So I can use my Offer Immortality here now. I think I have to do that. No tablets yet. Well, that's perfect cheese for them, right? Oh well. I can use the dose once I draw my second blue. I do need quite fast though. Well, that works perfectly as well, so let's go. Add a counter here, just well, I guess I'll wait if they try to, pump it somehow. I could also exile the... Yeah, I could exile the Annex Entry now. Double block the Punisher. That's what I have to do. Then I will use the the dose on the Furnace Strider here. But I do need the island for that. Like I said, I do need the island for that. I could still draw it here. Well, I guess I'm not totally dead, but this is really awkward. I'm gonna jump block this guy, so maybe not with Venser. Let's do it with this. That was a mistake. I can't play Venser and the dose if I draw the island. Well... Okay, that's enough. That was again, I mean, a game where I didn't draw the second island. Why is it so hard here? Bounce spells are good against the... the 4 Mirrodin's things. And I saw now 2 Mandible Justiciars, so maybe I should play the Whispers and then the Edifice. I'm gonna cut the Bearer here and Then I don't want to cut anything. They saw the offering mortality, so maybe I should cut that now because of that reason. Yeah. Okay, spell bomb. Sorry, skull bomb. No, it's quite slow. I'll do it like this, and now my starting hand needs to also be able to at some point get the second blue. Maybe not the starting hand, but that wasn't enough. I have so many double blue spells in the deck. Okay, thank you. Finally. I'm gonna play the Venser because I don't have second black now. So I can't really save the Whispers here. For the same turn when I play this thing. Now, I think I'm gonna just gain the 1 life here. And play the Drake here for sure. Okay, they even take it. I mean, it was just 1, so no big deal. So now I've got, with these afflictions and all that, I have of course a very nice stuff going on. Okay. No blocks there. Well, that is pretty perfect. Hopefully they block, but I don't think they're gonna block. They are smarter than that. So now I'll just exile this guy. Actually, the Anoint with Affliction will exile anything because they will get more poison. If for nothing else than from the Whispers of the Dross. Yeah, I think it's good enough to get rid of this thing. It's gonna increase my Troller Drake size and all that. Most importantly, I'll get my 3/3 here, of course. Put a counter here. Do this. Attack for 6. And now I can exile anything thanks to this. My only card in the deck that can create them poison counters. They have to deal with the Drake. They can kill the tablet or the 3/3. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. They can sack the chorus here. But do they want to kill the 3/3 or the tablet? Yeah, they took that. It's too good. But now, of course, they do need to deal with the Troller Drake. Let's see if they can do that. I cannot just block here. Okay, that's no. That's gonna give them some life, so I believe I will exile that and just try to have a 2-turn clock with the Troll Drake. I mean, it could even be if I draw the proliferating cantrip. You know, the look up top 3 cards. Keep one of them. I can even win on the next turn. But I'm gonna get rid of this. That also makes the Drake into a 6/6 now, so let's go. So no point attacking here. They need to find something for the Drake. And not a lot of cards. I guess white, no pacifism works, but red burn spells won't work. Even the common that deals 5 damage. they get rid of land. They have some extra draws here, but now these two. Finally. And this, yeah, the Troll Drake in decks like this is such a nice card. Sadly, I didn't get to draw a card with this thing, but still, it was fine. Of course, because I won the match. Mons Goblin Waiters. Alright, I have had some struggle with my starting hands, but now another one when I don't struggle with my starting hands. Opponent did mulligan to 6 though, but they are on the play. But I have this thing into, you know, all of these are castable. This is just very good. They kept 6, alright, no 1-drop. Blue-white. Experiment, okay. Let's put this down. Do they have the artifact that becomes into 4/4 if an artifact enters the battlefield? Eye of Malcator, that's exactly what they have. I do have an Anoint with Affliction for it though. This is not an enchant artifact, this is only an enchant creature, so I can't deal with the Malcator thing. So I will be just anointing it with Affliction, I believe. If it's gonna turn into a creature. Then I can play my Testament Bearer, which is just gonna... Okay, yeah, that's gonna give them an artifact. Just get rid of it. Testament can block that thing, which is nice. And then if that doesn't help, I can have the Claire for it. Dose. And if they pacify my bearer, I can actually sack it for this thing and still get the card, but that's not what happened. The Skull Bomb happened though. This is a nasty one. They have a chance to actually trigger it. Am I gonna attack now that I have my 4/4? Because they might bounce the Scrap Trap. And then attack for a bunch of damage, and I'm not sure if I'm quite in the position to raise them. They can even just block with the Malcator, my Testament Bearer. I don't think I even care if they do that. I don't have to attack, I can just leave the Testament Bearer to block. So if I attack and let's say they either trade with this thing or take the 4, I play this, they bounce it. They can attack for too much damage. I am just going to do it like this. At least I can proliferate some counters on the synthesizer, so it's gonna become an unblockable very soon. Actually, once I cast this thing, that's all I need. Let's hope they don't get free tokens too many here, because this is going to be 3 or more artifacts entered. Yeah, it's not impossible to do. They have one in hand, quite cheap one. Well, that's one thing they can do also. I guess that means I need some... Okay, now I'm gonna start attacking with all of my stuff, of course. They're gonna get value from that thing. So now I'll just use the Ogre here. Don't care about what blocks they are gonna do. Well, that's a lot of good stuff, but let's take the Drake here. got my unblockable, and I will play the Drake. So let's say if they block nothing, they take 12. Well, then I can take the 7 they can deal. They might jump block with the Seer, doesn't matter actually. They might double block this Crab Trap. This of course can't block, but with the 3-3 and 3-4. In which case I do want to have my Troller Drake on the battlefield. Then I'll just start the race. Now that they chose to use the Skull Bomb here. Excuse me. They chose to use the Skull Bomb in such a defensive way. So that's why I'm gonna start the aggression here. The Troller Drake will be very large on the next turn. Well, at least a 4-4 if I play the Mesmerizing Dose. They're gonna go for the Scries. That means it is not available for jump blocks. They need to deal with both the Synthesizer and the Troller Drake. That is something I can tap down. Then they can play the Malcator and that's it. Oh, they're actually waiting for the Malcator to give them more value because I know their hand. It's only these 2 cards. And they have no instants there. No use for the mana. They could have played either of these things, but they want to find a way. Anyhow, I'll just lock down the Raptor, of course. Yep. I could use the other removal spell, but I'd rather proliferate more stuff on the Troller Drake here. Besides, this is cheaper. They are gonna most likely block the Testament Bearer here. I mean, that's actually 11 damage. They maybe don't need to, but they will, and then I find a card and I still have 4 mana to play. Yeah, I think they were a little bit too greedy with Skull Bombing their own thing. But hey, that's good for me. So, blue-white. Artifacts. Are there a theme of some kind at least? Testament Bearer. Now, this is not a good card against something like that. Well, which I didn't see. The 1 mana, 1/1 from white. But I didn't see it. It is actually a decent card against the 3-4, especially. Yeah, maybe I will play the Testament Bearers. How about the Whisper of the Dross? They have, of course, the stuff in their hand. Both of them have 1 toughness. So, again, should I not play the Annihilating Glare and have a Whisper instead? And maybe even the Edifice? Not sure if that's quite needed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do that little change. Well, I mean, I had a good game for good starting hand, so it's time to get back to mulliganing. Yeah, okay. So it's a pretty decent hand if I draw a land, especially if it's an island. So I'm gonna keep it because going to 5 is always super annoying, and this can actually still totally. I'm just thinking if I should have this Crab Trap or. I mean, it can function totally as long as I draw the island. I think I'm gonna miss out on the Testament Bearer because this 5-drop will be pretty decent with the Aspirant here. And there's the island. Well, I guess I'm gonna play the Swamp. I don't really want to use the Whisper of the Dross before I get to Synergize with it, but oh. That is very nasty. So let me see. Play the black card now. If I draw an untapped land of any kind on the next turn, I can play the Synthesizer and the Whisper. I did draw a third land though. But yeah, this... or another cat enters. They have the whale. Oh, maybe you don't see it. My face might be blocking that. Yeah, that's a good start for them. I have to just take some amount of damage. I do get to, you know, get value from this Proliferator very soon. So, of course I'm gonna survive this combat, and then I can... Okay, well, that's gonna be good for them. Maybe if I get my Exile to 3-drop or cheaper. I mean, that would actually be quite sweet. You know, I can do also that. I'm kind of wanting to get a land with this thing though. I mean, swamp specifically. It's a little bit risky because I might not find a swamp. It might be like a tapped land or just an island. It's only top 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go for double Whisper in response. I mean, it would be safer to just no, I'm gonna gamble a bit here. Because I'm gonna make them use the Whale of Assimilation on the Kemba, on the Kemba, and then I can respond with it because it can't attack through my 1/3s. Now that's going to... So this says whenever another cat... Of course they could have made a cat with 5 mana, which I kind of forgot. Whatever. So sadly they're gonna target Kemba with only one of those. Yeah, anyhow. This is gonna happen now. I have a lot of proliferating happening here. I mean, this is gonna... I mean, 10 proliferating and I win the game if they don't gain life in any way, but this is also unblockable right now. So, yeah, I don't know. There's still a way for... I mean, sadly they do have the Tamiya's immobilizer and they have, you know, a lot of flyers in there, so it's actually not gonna work. They have to do that defensively. No attacks, just do this. Yeah, that's sadly a lot of damage in the air. But I have, you know, this is 6 life for me and then 6 life loss for them. Scheming Aspirant is doing some work. Maybe they run out of artifacts at some point for the whale, but I'm looking at 4 damage in the air right now. Could be more, of course, if they have an artifact. Oh, they go for real aggression here. Yeah, that's gonna get the immobilizer back. Or they can do just that. Yeah, 5 in the air. I mean, tapping the Synthesizer might not be the greatest because I still can block it. 1/1 there. Maybe that's a pump spell they have. Yeah. Okay, they didn't even attack, so they tapped this for totally no reason, right? Well, there is an Anoint with Affliction, but it's not gonna exile the 3/3 flyer. Well, first of all, I do need to just see what happens here. The dose is... I mean, dose is good, but I need to land for it. So... I am not dying on the next turn. If they tap down my only... Because I can attack them to 8 now. They will go to 6 with this thing. I go to 12, so that's 7, that's 10, potentially. If they have 2 artifacts, I lose. But yeah, I need to do this. So that I can attack actually here. So that I can threaten a lethal on the next turn. Now this is not that great. I actually needed either an untapped land or a proliferating effect. That's what I did need. So I have an Anoint with Affliction, so I guess I can play that and run. So yeah, I have to do this. That allows me to, play these 2 spells. So now I'm still losing. So they have us 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 damage here. They can get +1/+1. So if they have 2 artifacts on the next turn, yeah, then I lose. Because they can tap down my 1 blocker. But if not... They do have a card in hand though. Okay, well that's gonna find them... If that finds them an artifact cheap enough and then they draw another, well, they still have to get a little bit lucky. But yeah, they can attack with everything and... Okay, well that's more than enough now. They can kill other one and tap other one, yep. So of course there's no way for me to win now. Don't really think it's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, I can go to 5, but I can't kill the flyer. And they can tap down my stuff, even if I play the Anoint. Well, I guess I will... Maybe they will make some kind of a mistake. Yeah, I can't proliferate here, so what was I thinking? I somehow thought this is gonna proliferate, but of course it's not gonna proliferate, so... I'm losing to the Sever. They are not corrupted, so I can't exile it with this thing. Yeah, okay, whatever, I don't have time for that. They're never gonna not attack with a 3/3 flyer and I have nothing for it, so... Immobilizer, yeah, this calm, that's annoying, but I have a bunch of removal for it, I guess. Do I need this glare? They have a mesmerizing dose of their own, so, and could have the pacifism too, so I guess the glare is now interesting again. What is not so interesting then? The Aspirant was really good, and I think it is really good in this deck. Maybe there is another matchup where the Tablet of Completion just isn't gonna be... It's too fast of a matchup. I'm gonna cut that, have the glare instead. And guess hope this is going to be enough. Let's hope. Okay, again, let's see if I have a starting hand I can keep, and does it have enough lands? I'm gonna keep this because I can even just... I mean, I don't have to wait to 7 mana. I can steal their 2-drop on turn 4 or something. It's still a 2-for-1. Yeah. That is something I might have to steal, although there is now immediately a turn 4 play for me. Well, they go with 1-drop, 2-drop, and with me having nothing except then a kill spell on a 1 toughness creature, which they are not having. So... I kept the hand because of the Blue Sun's Twilight. It's just not necessarily gonna be enough. Okay, well that is gonna... I'm gonna play this 4-drop now. This is not gonna make more cats unless they are at 5 mana. Yeah. So I can exile it with the Anoint with Affliction. Maybe steal something else with the Blue Sun's Twilight, because it's not very good for me when I don't have access to white. Okay, Immobilizer, that is totally fine. I'm gonna attack, try to attack at least. Okay, I can wait until they might, you know, pacify this at some point, so the Claire will be nice in that case. But here I will just play the Aspirant, which did a lot of good work on the previous turn, and get rid of this guy. And now their 1-drop isn't so scary anymore. Just dealing 1 per turn. And if I get a land, I can proliferate, even though there's no counters to add anything. Not gonna add here. I still get to drain for 2. Okay, the token can be stolen for x equals 0, but I don't think it's so important. I'm going to try to attack now. Then I'll just play my 4/4. Okay. Okay, maybe I can get to 7 mana with this, we'll see. They do have the bounce though, which they might be able to use at some point. But if I have a copy, at least I have still value left. Okay, that thing I think I'm gonna just whisper away. Do they have 2 more artifacts for this turn? Possible, but unlikely. Alright, Augury will be good. Let's just start with that, because I'm gonna do that regardless here. Oh, Wenzer. Now that's pretty good, so let's take it. Now if my scrap trap dies, I get some Wenzer value here. Let's see if they're gonna tap something down. Of course I do have the Whispers of the Dross here, but... Okay, that's not gonna die then. Let's see if they're gonna block with them. Actually, I think I'm going to just use the Whisper here regardless now. Not that this isn't gonna... Okay, that's gonna use it here. I don't want them to block with that thing. Get my 3/3. Get some range. The Scheming Aspirant here, that is really good. If they block with the Lookout, I don't mind. I get a card from that. Okay, they chose to block with that thing. Still get a card. Okay. Yeah, the Drakes are really good. Sadly, I did, you know, miss out on 2 pretty good cards, but suddenly this is all fine now. The Aspirant, I like it a lot now. Okay, they can return the Immobilizer. They should have maybe tapped something first, but they weren't really interested in that. So, okay, one more of those which I'm not gonna use before this thing happens. Okay. Yeah, I know I could sack something for the Claire, but I could sack like the 3-3 because on the next turn I'm probably going to... I'm gonna proliferate anyway. Yeah, let's just save some time here. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. This thing is gonna die. I sack this thing. And then I can attack with my Scrap Trap, which I don't mind at all if they double block. Because Venser would have worked immediately again. And then I still have the dose, which I can use. Okay, Skull Bomb gets to bounce the Drake probably. But they do it immediately, so I get to replay it. There's the Immobilizer, and they can actually attack with a 3-3 if they want to, but yeah, me going to 14, but then I can attack with these 2/1 power creatures, and this is also, you know, lifelink and toxic, so alright, that's good, but let's do this first. Let them tap. And then I'm just gonna anoint with Affliction on the token here. And attack with these guys. They can attack back with the 1/1, but I can block with my 2/2. So okay, that doesn't do much now. Well, it does actually scry 2. That is a very good. Then they put bottom. Scry 2 is very decent, of course. Well, that's a free attack. I mean, if they have a pump spell, then I want them to use it. Please use it. Alright, synthesizer into... okay, I still am at 5 lands, but of course everything is rather fine here now. It's very tempting to just, you know, tap down that thing, but it's also very tempting to play the synthesizer first. Before using either of these. I could even steal this for 3 mana. But let's just first... let's see first what they are gonna do here. Tap down the Scrap Trap should be the easy thing. Yeah, they might have something with flash to... I'm not gonna play around all that stuff. I'm gonna be able to deal, what, 2 damage to them, which is very relevant at this point. So... that's all fine. They did scry both to bottom, so that was an unknown card they drew, and it was just nothing. I didn't even need to use these things. Okay, it was a shame about the match one. Because I think I'd had just a little bit. I mean, opponent's deck, of course, I think was quite good if I remember correctly. But yeah, I wasn't really able to stay with the game, because even though, as you can see, my mana curve here is quite low with early good blockers and interaction, but I just totally had trouble getting the correct mix of lands and spells and in all the games. But that of course sometimes happens, and this is maybe if this did something, it showed how good the Venser is, and also how the Scheming Aspirant can be quite nice. Because Drain 2 it's a fairly strong effect in limited, and getting to do, like, you know, 3 times that effect, it's actually very valuable, because it doesn't really, this is not a triggered ability that would say that whenever you proliferate you may pay 1 mana or so. This is just totally free and not limited to once per turn or anything like that. So you can just get free drains for each of your proliferating effects. And of course there is a lot of that for this color combination. So I am going to be very interested in drafting blue-black in future too. But I think it does require, support from higher rarity cards, uncommons and common rares and mythic rares maybe. Based on just commons, it's not that easy. For example, here the Troller Drakes, which were amazing, are uncommons. I guess the Icarus Synthesizer are the most, important commons you want to have for this thing, because it's a good blocker early, and then you can make it into a unblockable clock later on. But other than that, of course, the black removal is another key part of the deck, and also the mesmerizing dose. But you kind of want to have some of these higher rarity cards to really get an actual strong deck compared to what the other archetypes can be. But yeah, that was it. 2-1 and 1 mythic rare even picked, so it wasn't such a bad result. Let's claim the prize here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.